Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Heel Turn, the #1 podcast for everything WWE. I am joined by my co-host,
Fraser.
Episode 4, Fraser.
Yeah, I know.
It's moving quick.
Yeah.
No.
Well, also a week before Backlash as well. Or
Yeah, I know.
week or two.
Yeah, we will have Jasper in again next week to talk through all our predictions for Backlash. So stay tuned for next week. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel. We're up to episode 4 now. Like and comment and follow us on our various social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter's been going all right, hasn't it? Ever since WrestleMania. So
Well, our Twitter.
our Twitter, yeah, of course.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you mean?
No, it's a slow-moving process, though. You know.
It's part of the process.
Yes, exactly. It's all part of the process.
But we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get straight into what happened on Friday night SmackDown, where we had John Cena and Randy Orton going at it in the ring. This promo didn't go in the direction that I thought it was going to go, because Randy Orton started blaming John Cena for not having any children.
Yeah.
And then John Cena picked out a random 6-year-old in the crowd and called his dad a loser.
Yeah. I raise your child.
Yeah, I know. And saying that he's been responsible for raising us for 20 plus years.
He's not
or
lying,
whatever.
though.
Yeah.
He raised me, definitely. Well, to a degree. And then the little kid apparently gave him the middle finger. He was like, "Oh, how classy." Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was very interested to see. I knew that it was going to go in this direction ahead of Backlash with Randy Orton, regardless of who won the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. But we'll get into our predictions next week, of course.
Yeah.
But obviously Randy Orton's had the better of John Cena in the last two couple of promos on Raw and SmackDown, delivering the RKO. How do you feel about this rivalry happening?
I think it's very good, personally. Or I think the build-up's pretty good. I think the lead-up to Backlash will be very good as well, just because, obviously Randy and John have gone, head-to-head so many times. So I reckon it'll be pretty good. I reckon the match will be good.
The 17-time champ versus the 14-time
Who do you reckon will win that Backlash?
Cena.
Yeah.
I think John Cena.
Yeah, I doubt he'd lose it that quickly.
Very, very early on in his 17th title reign, I think. Yeah, it's like I'm still hoping for a good match, but I don't see Randy just winning it. Like, I think he could, but just for the purpose of John Cena's retirement tour, I just don't think realistically that it's best for business if Randy Orton was to win it now.
Yeah, the tour would be over if he lost.
100%.
I reckon he should just pack his bags if he lost, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah,
I
it would
agree.
be horrible booking.
I agree. Yeah, but no, I was very. I just loved the promo so much. Like, all week I just haven't gotten out of my head the fact that John Cena's just calling someone's dad a loser.
Yeah.
Next one we have Jade Cargill and the Tiffany Stratton interference on Friday Night SmackDown, where we had Naomi interrupt the match and
I think it was after the match. If I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, I think it was actually.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest.
And then the Nia Jax return.
Yeah, Nia Jax return. Yeah.
I actually wasn't expecting that. But the fact that she's still going after Tiffany, though, I thought we had that whole sort of,
Well, I think it's good to see Nia Jax back, to be honest with you, because I remember when she first returned, people weren't too happy about it, because I don't know, I guess they didn't like her previously. I don't really remember, and then she started sort of being a bit unsafe in the ring, with a finisher, how she sits on the person. Yeah. So that wasn't. Yeah, she was being pretty unsafe.
Yeah, the Annihilator.
Yeah, that's what it was called. But no, I think with a world title run, she did pretty good. And then the stuff with Candice LeRae as well.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. I think it was pretty good.
I just think, I probably see the match at Backlash happening between Tiffy and Nia Jax now. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just getting a little bit sick of it. Like, ever
Jade
since
and Naomi.
No, Tiffany and Nia. I just feel like we've sort of gone through it already. Like, she cashed in, and then they even had their tag team match at the Elimination Chamber with Trish and Candice as well. But what I will say about Jade and Naomi, I'm really happy that they haven't just totally dissed off this rivalry. I'm glad that they're going to keep it rolling. because I don't. This is a sort of rivalry where you can't just end it at WrestleMania. Like I think this could play out for a large portion of the next couple of months. Maybe even like a bad blood match later in the year.
Yeah. Well, they're both very talented. They definitely produce a good match, I'd say. So. Yeah, I think it would end up pretty well, but.
Yeah. How do you feel about Naomi and her heel character at the moment?
Well, it still needs time to develop, obviously. It's really only just sort of happened since Elimination Chamber. And then she had the whole makeover at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to have to see where it goes, especially at Backlash as well.
Yeah.
See what happens if she has a match or not, or if she interferes into someone else's match.
Yeah.
I think
it's a good move. I think she plays the heel extremely well.
Yeah. I think
it makes sense.
I think we just have to wait and just sleep on it and see what happens with Naomi personally.
Zelina Vega, the new Women's United States champion. I think this one was a little bit inevitable, especially the last couple of weeks when Zelina has had the better of Chelsea Green a few times. So I think it was the right move, and I think she deserves it, especially as well.
Well, I think a bit opposite to that, though. I think Chelsea Green was a good
Oh no,
US champion.
I'm not taking anything away from Chelsea Green at all.
Yeah.
I think she was a great champion as well. Obviously, it didn't help that Alba Fire and Piper Niven got, thrown out of the context of the match, giving Zelina the push that she needed to win. But no, I'm not taking anything away from Chelsea Green. I thought she was a really great champion. But I'm glad that they're sort of moving it around a bit with Zelina and hopefully some more coming through.
I think Zelina, I don't know what they're going to do with her as champion, to be honest with you, because, already prior, she already gets no crowd reaction when she comes out, and that could just be because of her theme
There was a
song.
little bit of a pop when she won, though.
Yeah, but that's going to happen when there's a new champion, though.
Yeah.
Either way, but... but when she comes out to the ring, I swear there's no pop. The crowd doesn't go off at all. And as I said, it could be because of her theme song. Her theme song is so similar to the SmackDown, the main SmackDown theme.
I know. I listened to it, when she won, I listened to it. I'm like, wait, why are they playing the...
Yeah, I remember I wasn't watching. I know. I was looking at my phone, and I was like, why are they playing the SmackDown theme again? I looked up, and Zelina was entering the ring. But I think, I think it's the same with Naomi. I think we just have to sleep on it and see. But
hopefully a few title defenses in there, because I
don't expect her to hold it for too long though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Probably not as long. Hopefully someone else can come through.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going to happen with the Secret Hervis with Alba Fire.
Yeah,
especially Alba Fire, because she sort of came in under that
100%
bodyguard sort of thing.
Yeah,
or whatever. And I don't know where it's going to go from now. Maybe, I don't know.
I see Chelsea Green wanting to pursue getting the title back.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I think she'll have a rematch.
I don't think she'll win it though.
Yeah.
I think it'll stay with Zelina for a little bit and then go on to someone else. Maybe like Meechin or something. Because she was
she had a few
matches with Chelsea Green. Well, she was in the runner-up to win. What was it? Saturday night's main event, I think.
Yeah. So Chelsea's held it for 4 months. So
yeah.
Next one, what a big one as well. The return of Aleister Black from AEW.
I'm so glad that they kept his theme song and everything, the same presentation and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And we could sort of sense that it was coming as well. They'd sort of hinted.
Oh yeah, because of the vignettes and stuff like that, the smoke and all that. Yeah.
And the lone chair with the fire as well.
Yeah, I was just so glad that he returned with the same music, even that like where he gets lifted up on that elevator lift thing. Yeah, I think that was really good. And then the only thing I'd say that was bad about it is that the kick that he gave the black mass to Miz. Yeah. If you see from another angle, he only hits him in his arm.
Yeah, I saw it.
And Miz falls over like it hits him in the face.
Yeah. A match with the Miz next week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or this week on SmackDown. So, yeah.
The Miz is, I think, a good sort of opponent to start off with. He's not someone who's too high caliber. He's not someone who's too low as well. I think he's a good middle ground sort of thing.
Yeah.
Enhancement talent for Aleister Black.
He's sort of been hanging around Carmelo Hayes a little bit as well.
Yeah.
The Miz. So
I hope that tag thing doesn't last for too long though. The thing with Carmelo. Carmelo should be doing.
Mello don't Miz.
Yeah, I think Carmelo should be doing a lot better.
Yeah.
a lot better things on SmackDown than hang around with the Miz.
Yeah, no, but very exciting for WWE.
Yes.
Aleister Black.
Big L for AEW. Though, so
for sure.
Yeah.
LA Knight trying to get back his United States Championship from Jacob Fatu, only to be interrupted by Drew McIntyre.
Well, can we talk about the promo before the match with Solo and Jacob?
I was just about to say that. They're hinting it ever more that this breakup is going to happen, and we need it to happen.
Yeah.
I want to see this rivalry happen
with
so bad. Solo and Jacob.
Yeah.
I want to see it happen so bad. Like, Solo taking advantage of the situation by saying that he was responsible for Jacob's win and his push in WWE. Jacob snatching the mic out of Solo's hand as well.
Yeah.
Clearly hinting that the tension is building. Because I thought that when Jacob came out at WrestleMania and Solo was there with him and Solo's hyping him up, I'm like, oh, okay, it's all good. But as soon as Solo starts taking responsibility for Jacob's push, that's when it's sort of going to get out of hand for the new bloodline even more.
Yeah, I reckon that's going to be the downfall. But I think what I reckon is going to happen at Backlash, I reckon there's going to be a fatal four-way between those four people there. Yeah. I think Jacob will retain, though. I don't think he's going to lose.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Besides, like, LA Knight's already had it twice, and
yeah, I don't think Drew needs a mid-card title at all. Though.
I don't realistically see, like, he's worth better than the United States Championship.
Yeah, he's more in the world title picture, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think if there was going to be a fatal four-way at Backlash, I think that would be definitely a very good match against Damo. Yeah, Damo, Drew, Knight, and Jacob. Yeah, that'd be a good match.
You say Knight?
Yeah. Well, that's what Grayson Waller says. I don't know. I just copy him, but yeah.
Yeah.
What were you even talking about?
I thought you were hoping for a fatal four-way where it would be Drew, LA Knight, Jacob, and Solo. Like, I thought Solo could probably.
No, it wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be that quickly.
Then again, I would
see Solo maybe interfering in the match and like almost costing Jacob the title.
That's what I hoped would have happened at WrestleMania.
Well, it's probably going to happen at Backlash, I reckon. Because if you've got these four in that match, and then
because that's actually what happened on Friday Night SmackDown last week, where the match between McIntyre and Priest was happening, and then Solo first while the ref wasn't looking. It
was between McIntyre and LA Knight, by the way.
Sorry.
The match was McIntyre and Knight.
McIntyre and LA Knight, where he Samoan spiked LA Knight. So that's hinting that Solo's still going to be involved in this whole sort of circle at the moment. But I can see that match happening at Backlash for sure.
Yeah, I think it's more just going to be a sort of progressive match to sort of keep this bloodline storyline going. To be honest,
for sure. Yeah. This one was an absolute banger, and I don't know why it wasn't at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't at WrestleMania either. The Raw Tag Team titles, come on, dog.
What was the point of happening on Friday Night SmackDown when they produced one of the greatest TLC matches in SmackDown history?
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, the match was very good, though, especially the last sort of table spot.
It went on for like 30 plus minutes.
Yeah.
Those are the sort of matches that,
especially the table spot at the end where Angelo speared Tommaso into the table. It reminded me of, like, who was it? It was Edge and was it Edge and Jeff Hardy at that who made that iconic moment. Yeah.
Can we say Edge has been involved in a lot of TLC matches in his
yes,
career
definitely,
as well.
and Jeff Hardy as well. He was basically the pioneer of it too.
Can we just quickly talk about the athleticism of Montez Ford? Like, he is unbelievable. Like, where he front flipped over the top rope, landing into Tommaso on the table as well. Some of his movesets are unbelievable. And I've got to give credit to the Guns as well. Like, I didn't realistically see, like, let's be honest, we definitely all thought that the Street Profits were gonna win.
Yeah, come on, the Street Profits have been too, like, they haven't been pushed enough. Like, I think that's been their first tag title since in like 5-6 years or something like that.
Ever since the Royal Rumble, where they came back and they interfered between DIY and the Guns, you could sort of sense that, you know, this was the push that they were going to get, and you could sort of sense that they were going to win.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
well, it was kind of up for debate near the end, especially when I think Johnny put Montez in the ladder, and then I think it was Shelley and then there Johnny climbed up in the ladder. Like, I thought it was going to be over. Well, you know, I thought the end of the match was going to be near then.
Montez climbed up from the side as well.
Yeah.
Pushed him down. But it's a very interesting one for the tag team division on SmackDown as well, because for the past sort of, I guess, 7 to 8 months, it's just been everyone sort of, you know, the championship's been handed around a little bit.
Yeah, obviously, I think it's starting to become a bit crowded, the SmackDown tag team division.
Exactly.
Especially with the debut as well of Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Yeah.
On this episode of SmackDown.
I know.
Like, I mean, I feel like the tag division is going to become too crowded, you know?
I know.
There's so many people going for the titles.
Like, I'm happy. Like, I'm very pleased with the tag team division on SmackDown, but it's almost as if there's so many teams that every week it's just really, really crowded.
Yeah.
At the moment.
They need to take a couple of those people over to Raw, or they need to improve the Raw division or something like that.
Well, they did take A-Town down under over to Raw to do that as well.
Yeah, but they haven't been doing that much though. Yeah. I reckon Fraxium should have been on Raw, because then you could have rehashed the stuff that happened on NXT for the NXT tag team titles.
When they had A-Town down under.
Yeah, versus Fraxium.
100%. Yeah. I just feel like it's so crowded because obviously, you know, Street Profits, DIY, the Guns, Los Garza, Pretty Deadly, and now Fraxium. Like, so many different options.
Yeah, but either way,
it's way too. And then you obviously have people teaming up for tag, like, and the Bloodline is they were a thing. Like,
well, you gotta get Infamous Tongaloa back in there to get into the tag title picture, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, either way, going back to the match, it was a very good match though. What were we saying earlier? Edge and Jeff Hardy, the spear up the ladder.
Yeah,
that's what that kind of reminded me of. With the Angelo and Tommaso thing, it was the spot. Yeah, but all around, I think it was a very good match. Definitely like one of the best sort of matches that has happened in a very long time, and
should have been at WrestleMania.
Definitely,
I think we can 100% agree on that.
Yeah, I don't. It could have been a timing issue for all I know.
Because when DIY stole the titles, and then Nick Aldis made them give it back, and then he was saying
the crowd booed so loud.
TLC match between this, and then he waited, and I'm like, it's WrestleMania next week on SmackDown, and I'm like,
dude, did you hear how loud the crowd was booing?
I know
that next week.
You gotta be kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway,
moving on to Raw.
The vision for the future, as Seth Rollins has called it, but with Bron Breakker and Paul Heyman. Well, Sami Zayn as well.
Yeah, the interaction with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
I think, obviously know by the end of the show that he didn't take the deal to go over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think,
But you expect that from Sami Zayn. You expect him to stand his ground.
Because he's a baby face.
Not take any shit.
Yeah. I'm going to chuck a question at you. Do you think that this is going to turn to a feud, Sami Zayn versus this new team with Seth Rollins, or do you reckon it was just going to be sort of just a one-time thing, like a squash?
Depends if Sami Zayn returns next week to Raw or not.
That is true, because he did get absolutely pummeled. Yeah.
I see him turning to the Usos for help.
Yeah. Potentially,
and maybe there's a sort of match that comes forward from that. Obviously, I'm going to call them the vision for the future. The vision for the future, obviously, we'll have to get some more help, which we will get to in a sec.
Yes.
But I liked how Sami Zayn came forward and told Seth Rollins that what he was doing was wrong, like speaking like a true friend. But it's an interesting one with Sami Zayn. I think if he's going to be the leader in this sort of, feud to try and, stop Seth Rollins from doing this, he needs to get some more help, and that's where I think the Usos can come in potentially.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'd say so, definitely. I'm more interested in who the new member's going to be, though.
I want to get to that because I have a few names that I want to throw around.
Yeah.
Who I think potentially.
Well, I think we just have to address the elephant in the room. I think number one that people want is Austin Theory. Definitely.
100%. Or even, Austin Theory. But I actually wouldn't mind A-Town Down Under. I know you said a couple of weeks ago that A-Town Down Under are like punching bags for people at the moment, right?
Yeah. Yep.
In every sort of, I guess, alliance, like you saw the OG bloodline a couple of years ago when they had Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, and then they had the Usos, as that team, in every sort of alliance like this, you need to have those sort of punching bag guys that are willing to take the bullets for you. Yeah. So I even wouldn't mind Austin Theory and Grayson Waller both joining this alliance in the background.
Well, I think it might be a bit too, just like the SmackDown tag team division, I think it might be a bit too crowded for one faction,
I guess that could also hint the breakup between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as well.
Yeah, I don't see, because to join this faction, obviously, there's either going to have to be an amicable split or Austin Theory, doing a heel move on Grayson and leaving him there. But
it's interesting because everyone wants Austin as a babyface. If he turns on Grayson and joins this, he just becomes the ultimate heel, which I personally don't think is.
No, because you're going to turn Grayson Waller babyface, and that's never going to work.
That's never going to work.
Yeah.
I said in the first episode, Grayson Waller as a babyface will never work.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
So that's why I think the both of them joining would be better.
Yeah, or it could be something like the New Day, where there was an amicable split where Big E went off and did his own thing on the singles roster, and then Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston kept on the tag team division. It could just be something like that, where they're still allies,
Yeah,
where you could use them in the future. Because it could even be something as simple as like Grayson. Obviously, people were thinking that Grayson's using Austin for, to get tag gold or whatever it was. It could be the same thing here where maybe Grayson is just like, I don't need you anymore, and then they split apart.
Well, next week Grayson's in singles action.
Yeah.
Theory out of it as well. I don't know if everyone saw, but like that sort of that little sort of, not backstage, but there was that little side
segment,
where Austin was pretty upset that Grayson didn't involve him in sort of a match next week, and Grayson's off by himself. We're getting hints that they're going to break up. We've had it for so long now. We've had hints
since like last year.
We've had it for so long. Like everyone just wants to see the breakup happen.
Yeah.
I truly believe that we're getting closer. But I say that every time.
Yeah.
And nothing happens.
They could even play it like maybe they win another tag team title, the Raw tag team titles, and then it could be something as simple as like they lose it, Grayson blames Theory, and then they split apart.
Yeah.
Or maybe so it doesn't have to be as amicable.
I think if
like
A-Town Down Under, the both of them, were to join this new faction, at some point they will win the World Tag Team titles.
Yeah.
I think so. Another one I did have in mind, and we will get to her in a sec, is Becky Lynch as well.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Well, yeah, I think that's one that makes the most sense so far.
She's turned heel. She's married to Seth Rollins. Makes sense for Becky Lynch to go over there.
Yeah.
The other one I had, which I thought I'd throw out there, I don't know if it's too much of a hot take, but I said Bronson Reed once he returns.
Yeah, but I don't think we have a return sort of date for him as well. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I just want to see Bronson back, if I'm being completely honest.
Unrelated, I really want to see Ilya Dragunov back, though, as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know that's completely unrelated to what we're talking about. But Ilya Dragunov is, like, such a good superstar, moveset-wise and everything. And he got injured, last year, maybe mid to late last year.
Yeah.
Still hasn't been back yet. Like, no word of him coming back or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't even mind him getting involved with this faction, like having a feud with them as well.
Yeah.
Maybe with Bron Breakker or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it could just be Seth as well.
Yeah.
Because I think it would definitely cook. Because, Ilya Dragunov has obviously cooked in the past. Even as far back as like NXT UK with Gunther and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think there is definitely potential with this, with the whole faction and, later down the line as well. So, yeah.
We're going to move on to the new World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso, against Logan Paul in this little sort of battle that happened. I'm pretty certain this will happen at Backlash.
Yeah.
And Jey Uso, unfortunately, will retain.
Yeah.
I think
you don't like Jey Uso as a champion.
Oh, I'm sort of agreeing with what you're saying about the moveset and everything. how he's not as good in ring. I guess on the mic, he's one of the best, I'd say. But how do you feel about Logan Paul getting this push for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Well, it could just end up the exact same as it did last year with Cody Rhodes at what was it? Queen and King of the Ring, I think. Yeah. Could just be that he loses and it's more just like a gimmick than anything. I actually think there might... Actually, no. I don't think there's really any chance that Logan will win. Just because of, like, the time.
Yep.
Like, Jay's only had it for, what, like a week or two at this point.
Yeah.
So I doubt they're going to make him drop it.
Ever since Jimmy got attacked by Gunther, he's just become that little bit more focused, that little bit better. So
as far as I know, like, internet-wise... people are not excited for this match at all.
Exactly.
Like, they hate it.
I've seen it already. That's why I'm not too sure about it.
Yeah, like, people hate it just because it's Jey Uso as world champion, and they also just hate it because people don't like Logan Paul. But you and I are pretty different on that, though. I like Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, I know.
As a wrestler,
I very much like Logan Paul.
Yeah, like moveset and everything.
Yeah, that's why.
Even charisma on the microphone and everything like that. He's a good heel.
Yeah,
and he definitely cares about the wrestling business. He's not like someone, for example, like Travis Scott, who is like he's like skinny like a twig, and he's just like, oh yeah, I want to have a wrestling match, you know. Yeah. He actually I don't think I'm ever going to see Travis Scott doing a moonsault anytime soon.
No way.
Whereas Logan Paul like does it on the daily, as you know.
Yeah. And obviously his background helped a little bit.
But you know, improving his moveset from, like, what was his moveset prior to, like his finisher prior to, like the frog splash, I think.
Yeah.
And now he's got the pulverizer, which is such a good move.
I love the pulverizer.
Yeah, it's so cool. And you have to have a good amount of strength and a good amount of sort of wrestling know-how to pull something like that off.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, but
hopefully he comes to Australia in October as well, Logan Paul.
Yeah,
I believe there was a press conference after his match with AJ Styles where an Australian reporter asked him about it, and he said, "Yeah, I'm worldwide. Everyone loves me." So,
yeah, we came last year as well.
So I can't wait for him to sort of appear there, go worldwide, create a bigger name for himself.
Yeah, so I mean, it's also just a cool spectacle as well to have Logan Paul like there and see Logan Paul in the flesh.
Yeah,
especially since, like, you know, American celebrities don't go to Australia as much.
Prime's such a huge worldwide thing as well at the moment.
Yeah, so but going back to the match though, I would say, well, I'm not that I'm not hyped for it for Jay. I'm more hyped for Logan, just to see what he can do during the match, because Logan always comes out with some sort of gimmick, you know, whether it's like the knuckle dusters or like what he does at WrestleMania, like the Prime bottle. Even though he didn't do it this year, like the Prime bottle, or this year had like the drone. Yeah. So.
Or maybe his
I'm more just
maybe his friends or whatever.
Yeah, I'm more just excited for what Logan's going to do. Yeah. Because I already know that Jay's going to retain. I just want to see what Logan's going to do at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, Lara Valkyria. This match is confirmed for Backlash.
Yeah.
I like how Becky's going after the IC title. However, I don't see her winning it at Backlash. That's just me. What do you think about it?
I think she has a pretty good chance of winning. Just because it could also just set up her joining Seth Rollins' faction as well. Yeah. But as well, obviously, Lara Valkyria, she hasn't held it for that long.
I think Lara is very, very impressive in the ring.
Like, I think
she's done very well. And also, can I just speak about her whole time as Intercontinental Champion? We hardly ever saw, or maybe even never saw her on the mic at all.
Yeah.
You know? And yet we saw something of her on the mic against Becky Lynch, and I thought she handled it really well.
Yeah.
So I was very impressed for her in that aspect, which is sort of just propelling her status as champion that little bit more. Like, that she is capable to deliver stuff on the mic as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy in that aspect.
I think Lara's definitely got a very good career ahead of her. I don't really know how old she is, but I can't imagine I can imagine she's pretty young.
Yeah.
Oh, I can have a look. Hold on.
But yeah,
she's 28. Yeah, she's very young, so she's definitely got a very good career ahead of her. Especially since, you know, like, her mic ability is really good. Especially since coming from NXT, what was it, last year? I mean, we didn't see much of her. That's the thing. Last year when she first debuted. So I was thinking that it might just be like a Blair Davenport situation where they don't use her and then release her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but no, they've stuck with her and she's done very, very well. So
yeah.
But at Backlash, likely at the moment, I'm really 50-50. But if I had to choose, I'd say I reckon maybe Becky might get it, just because she's showing a bit more sort of that she might be going over, a bit more force in this sort of rivalry. Yeah. It could also obviously, as I said, set up for the feud. Not the feud, the joining of Seth Rollins' faction. Yeah,
we'll get to that next week for our final predictions. But Pat McAfee versus Gunther.
Yes.
This is another confirmed match for Backlash. An interesting one.
Yeah, I'm very 50-50 on this match too.
I think
just because not who's going to win, just if it's going to be if it's going to be very good or bad.
Yeah, 100%.
I think I definitely see Gunther winning this. I don't think he's going to lose to Pat McAfee.
He won't lose.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Michael Cole sort of does something. I just imagine Michael Cole on the mic the whole time going, "Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat. Oh, look at this guy. Gunther or something." Like, he'll obviously be very, very biased in this match.
Yeah.
Gunther definitely will win.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I mean, I don't know if this is just a match to get Pat McAfee written off TV. Like, maybe he has to go do something. If that is the case, though, I'd really like to see Corey Graves come back up to the main roster and do some more commentary. But yeah, it was a very unexpected match. Like, it definitely came out of nowhere. I think it's also just interesting to see what Pat McAfee's going to do as well, because I think the last time he wrestled was
Austin Theory
at WrestleMania 38, and that match was decent. Like the superplex off the rope.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, I think, as I said, it's just going to be a 50-50, really.
But Gunther's just this new. He's like this new unhinged.
Yeah.
Like character at the moment that he could literally pulverize Pat McAfee.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's why I think Pat has a very slim chance of winning, because Gunther was sort of off his game at WrestleMania. He tapped out immediately after the two Uso splashes, and then So maybe it could just be. So they could also be an Uso interference here as well.
For sure.
To get Pat the win, but I guess we're gonna have to just wait and see, because they haven't. Obviously, this is a very new feud as well, so they haven't really been involved. So.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. So in the terms of who's going to win, I would definitely say Gunther, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So it could just be a way to write Pat McAfee off TV, but.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think Gunther's got this in the bag.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Fraser, you have a bit of not really an interesting one today, but you're going to be.
Thanks.
Tell us what you're going to be doing today.
So I'm just going to be listing off the top 5 most anticipated matches for Cena's retirement tour. Obviously, all these haven't been announced yet. This is just speculation.
Your general predictions.
Well, my general predictions and fan speculation and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, number 5, I think you know where this is going. So people online, I saw this, speculating that Travis Scott is going to team up with John Cena for a match. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I put Travis Scott as John Cena's tag team partner at number 5, because I don't think Travis Scott's a very good wrestler. I mean, obviously I haven't seen what he's capable of, but I think it's just going to be pretty mid.
That's an interesting one.
Well, and the main opponents I've seen for this match as well are Cody and Bad Bunny as well. Well,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, Bad Bunny is a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, because at Backlash 2023, and it would come full circle because he does it at Backlash. Well, if that is, it's not going to happen at Backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Backlash 2023 against Damian Priest, that match was really good. The only reason I didn't even know why it wasn't a main event. The only reason why it wasn't was because of Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. And that match was mid.
That was at Backlash too.
Yeah, and that match was mid. But Damo versus Bad Bunny was a very good match, so we can see that Bad Bunny's definitely got potential.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
who's your number 4?
Yeah, hold on a second. Okay. So I put Cody Rhodes number 4, just because.
Yeah. No,
I mean, he's already been beaten at WrestleMania. I don't think he's going to win anything
And if
back.
he was to have another match with John would win.
Yeah,
I think if Cody was to regain his title, I think it'd be against someone like The Rock or something later down the track. And I actually want to get to that next week.
Yeah.
Because I think The Rock could be heavily involved in something with Cena.
Yeah. Well, I don't even see another match with Cody versus Cena happening at all. Well, unless it's some gimmick match like Travis Scott and Bad Bunny or whatever. But I don't think he's going to win it back. And I think it'd just be pointless to do another one-on-one.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it would just be completely pointless. But
yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So my number 3 is Roman Reigns. It was either going to be between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in number 3.
Yeah.
But I put Roman Reigns just because...
Yeah, nah.
Obviously, during the sort of Bloodline Tribal Chief...
Yeah.
They
had a match at SummerSlam as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I'd like to see that happen again. Obviously, Roman's a top talent.
Yeah. And I like how Roman is, like, involved with a lot of these, like, sort of feuds now. He obviously had one with the new Bloodline and then with CM Punk and Seth Rollins as well. But I think he sort of needs to give Roman another title shot eventually. So,
I don't think he's going to win. I mean, I wouldn't see him winning, though. I'd see Cena winning through some,
Yeah, it'll be later in the year or at SummerSlam.
Yeah, if it even happens at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so number 2, I put CM Punk.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing. Could be at Money in the Bank, this one.
Yeah, like it was back in the day where CM Punk ran off with the title.
Yeah.
I think I'd just like to see another match happen again between those two, obviously. And they've also got some unfinished business from Elimination Chamber as well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and obviously CM Punk will not be happy with this new version of Cena because obviously Elimination Chamber, they had, a couple of moments where they acknowledged each other and, gave each other a hug and stuff like that. But obviously CM Punk will definitely be this, he'll use his aggression and stuff to try and get the better of Cena. So I agree with that one. Yep, for sure.
Yep, and then number 1, I know this match has already been called, but I put Randy Orton.
Yeah, okay.
I think the match is going to cook, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Randy's still a really good wrestler. Obviously, there's going to be a couple of RKOs in there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, John Cena's already selling the RKO very well. Yeah. Because some people...
I loved on the Raw episode where he saw Randy Orton, he was like, shit. right before he took the RKO.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was really good. And then, what was it? Yeah, it was this week where... John Cena went for the clothesline, Randy ducked, RKO.
Yeah, for sure.
The RKO is just such a good move.
Speaking of how that transpired with the title, how do you think John Cena wins this match? Because knowing John Cena now and this new version of him, I don't see him winning cleanly with an AA or something like that.
I think it would be another interference or something. Hopefully not Travis Scott. Or it'll just be something he does that's like dirty, I reckon.
100%, like another low blow or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Or like hitting him with a title, how he's already done with Cody. So I reckon that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in for episode 4 of Heel Turn. Please subscribe to the channel because we've got Jasper coming in next week where we're going to be going through all of our predictions for Backlash. Already a few matches announced, but yeah.
All of them should be out by then. Or at least, a good majority anyway. Yeah.
But follow us on our various social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week for episode 5.